Hi.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. We're doing it.
Okay. This is BA Start. I'm here with my friend Cole. This is Rex,
Yep.
and we're
This
talking.
is Rex.
And we're going to do some games news for you guys out there on the interwebs.
Yep.
So, let's talk about this drawing you made, Cole.
Oh yeah, yeah. The little dudes. The little dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so Cole, I requested a drawing of a T Rex for me, for Rex.
Yep.
And
What the toy looks like a T-Rex. It's got a face that's shaped like a thing.
so like so this green animal is supposed to be a T Rex. I think it looks like a grasshopper personally, but
What do grasshoppers look like?
kind of like what your drawing is. At least your head, at least that's what I see in animation, in my opinion. But
Huh.
the sunglasses.
Okay. Yeah.
Sunglasses are a little creepy. It looks like some pervert would wear these type of sunglasses. That's I'm just thinking.
I can like purpose. Wow. Thanks. All right. Listen. Like the sunglasses were based off a cool spot, like I told you before. So like, it's just. Are you saying that cool spot, like the hero of the '90s, was actually like a creep as well? I don't. How dare
At
you?
least
He's so
at
cool.
least his sunglasses were.
Mhm.
What do I have in my hands? Is that like a PS controller? Is that
Yeah, it's just a PlayStation controller of some sort.
how come your controller is way different? What's your controller? What is this?
That's a Switch.
Oh, it's a Switch controller.
Yeah,
It's an actual Switch though.
just an actual Switch. Yeah.
So the proportions are not realistic, right?
Well, I mean, it's a cartoon.
Okay, just check it.
And then what did you expect? Freaking like the Mona Lisa, freaking drawn up all there. Like, yes, I require to see every single sweat drop off of my dinosaur, because dinosaur sweat, yeah, off of my
let's
dinosaur,
let's
face.
try to have things in scale a little bit. Like the PS controller should be a lot smaller, or the Switch controller should be a lot bigger, right?
Oh,
No,
I mean, I could do that, but I don't see why that's a problem.
or maybe you should just have the side controllers,
Like the side
the
bits,
Joy-Con with the
like I'm like
nunchaka.
freaking swinging it around like a freaking maniac.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Okay, or Mark, yeah, that's fine. It's not a
Well,
huge deal, but it's something to nitpick on and stuff. And your
yeah,
animal was supposed to be a dog, right?
like a dingo,
A
yeah.
dingo. So
But it's kind of loose. It's very loose. It's kind of like just it's vaguely animal like.
dingoes have ears like this, but your ears are a little bit too big. It looks. That's why I kept on saying it looks like a rabbit.
Well, yeah, because it's an exact. So the thing is that character, right?
Uh-huh.
The reason why it looks the way it does is because it's and it hasn't been out yet. But I'm trying to create this like little VTuber character. Not necessarily because I'm like going for VTubing, but I want to have like a character that can kind of talk in my place because I don't ever really want to show my face uh, for anything I do. So I'm like, yeah, that'd be fun. Um, and that's a simplified version of that other cartoon character, and you've seen him, you know what I'm talking about. But it's
Yeah.
it's just like I'm like, oh, his ears are big, so I'm gonna make them even bigger because he's an exaggerate. He's like a chibi. Then he just kind of turns into a rabbit.
Yeah, I think just get a little bit smaller. I think you'd be
Yeah,
good.
it's my drawing. This is my character. I don't freaking. Well, if he looks like a rabbit, I don't care.
Okay.
He's my dude.
So you're gonna be a rabbit. That's fine.
I'm gonna be what I'm just gonna be a thing. It's like whatever. It's like
A dingo rabbit hybrid
hybrid.
crossbreed.
Sure. Whatever you
That
feel,
sounds
whatever makes you feel
that sounds
like
sacrilegious though. I don't know.
sacrilegious.
I think
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think it get people all mad from the religious people.
no, like okay, like
You're messing with
watch
mother. You're messing with Mother Nature here.
you watch Zootopia, right? I
Uh,
mean,
yeah, I watch Zootopia. They don't have crossbreeds.
no, but by the end of the movie, they will.
Oh yeah, I guess. Huh. Hmm. I don't know. I don't remember the
So anyway, you
ending.
want to talk about religion? I'll real quick before before we continue. Have you seen that comic about the two protagonists of that story? What are their names? Freaking gosh dang it! I know Judy Hopps, and then there's Nick Wilde or whatever. Those two people. Somebody drew like a fan comic of like Nick trying to convince Judy to have an abortion because, or no, sorry, Nick trying to convince Judy to not have an abortion because he was like, "Oh, it's a life, and she's like, "We're gonna have an abomination. It's gonna be a giant monster baby, and I don't know what to do with that." And so, uh, yeah, that was somebody made a comic of a dramatic argument between those two about abortion,
Okay.
which is it's just terrible.
Yeah. So let's. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about abortion. That's too controversial for me. So.
That's too controversial. I know, but it's just like the actual topic itself, just the actual comic itself is just so like it's so serious. It's like freaking turning it into like a freaking soap opera. And it's really detailed. All the characters are drawn like super accurately. It's funny.
Okay, I'm not gonna make no comments on my end on
No
that.
comments. Okay, whatever. Fine.
I don't want to be canceled on my first episode, so
Whatever. It's okay. Sure.
okay. Let's get to our news articles and talk about the news of the week. So I guess the biggest news this week is the selling the new consoles, PS5 and Xbox Series X coming out, and basically they sold out. Both the consoles sold out in minutes.
Oh yeah.
So.
Okay. Do you think that's artificial scarcity?
No, because I think they want to sell as many consoles as possible, but but yeah, I think they probably want to sell as many consoles as possible. But I think, according to them, on both sides, coronavirus kept the supply down on both ends, and but they're supposed to have more consoles out than they have ever had in any previous generation, so there should be a bigger supply.
Yeah, it seems like every year, like the user base for consoles gets bigger and bigger.
That's true.
Though, I feel like it's like, I don't know, PC's getting bigger too. Like, I mean, Fortnite was a PC game, and that got stupidly huge. I don't know. I wonder if like there's going to be a cutoff where people are just going to go, "Oh, I can just build a PC. It's really easy to do that. I'm just going to build a PC and not have to worry about, console exclusives and stuff like that."
Right.
Don't have to worry about Epic exclusives.
It's a billion-dollar industry, so they're, I think also the COVID is having an effect on people buying consoles in general. People are buying more of gaming stuff.
More because they're like, I'm going to be stuck inside, I guess.
I mean, if you looked at the video card market, it's been like sold out for like months for like good deals or bargains and stuff. They're like the 2060 RTXs are like all sold out all the time. 2070s all the time, pretty much all sold out during the whole COVID thing. So
I was gonna say, isn't that shit due to Bitcoin though?
Some of that,
some degree.
Some degree. Watch your language. Some of the degree.
Oh, okay, right. Because YouTube does the thing.
Well, just we want to be a family friendly audience.
We're family friendly.
Somewhat, we want to be somewhat family friendly. Try to.
Oh God.
Try to have.
Oh God, why'd you bring me here if you want to be family friendly? This is a bad idea.
Just watch the swear words once in a while. Okay. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah. Basically, there's been a increase in Bitcoin people using the video cards, but that's been happening for a long time. It's been so, but there's been an increase in demand since COVID. So, So it wasn't sold out before COVID. I remember video cards being a lot cheaper. Like $100 cheaper for like the 2060 and the 2070 before. I was thinking of even purchasing one. Then when COVID hit, they actually went up in price and they were all sold out for a while. Although they're coming back now because the 3070s are out, the new RTXs are out.
Oh yeah, all that new stuff.
So people are trying to grab onto they're trying not to buy the 20 series RTX Nvidias. They're trying to get the new ones, but they're sold out. The new ones are sold out. You can't get one probably until 2021. So
Does it the price of the old stuff? I'm sure it should have.
yeah, a little bit, but they're available at least. But yeah, I don't know who's buying the older stuff, but apparently there are some buyers. So
I mean, like for me, like when it comes to like like cell phones, right? I just buy like 3 years cheaper or like 3 generations like previous of whatever the current generation is, just because they usually are way less expensive and they can do whatever you need them to do.
well, I think the new generation, the new 30 series for RTXs and the new AMD video cards that are coming out.
It's just such a big improvement that people are just like, I want this.
I think it's actually worth the money to get the new one, even if you're gonna get the lower range of the new ones. The lower range of the new video cards are better than the high range of the old video cards. So, so it just makes sense to get that, in my opinion. So
that makes sense.
Okay, so they're sold out, and for the viewers who are interested in buying a new PS5, PX, or the Xbox Series X. Yeah, Xbox Series X. It looks like they're gonna have them available on Black Friday in certain market stores. So the stores that are going to have them looks like it's gonna be GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy. That's the only ones who have confirmed there's gonna be some supply. But it looks like the pattern I'm seeing is Target will have them as well, and so will Amazon around on the Black Friday days. So just keep an eye out for them. There are like resellers out there who are charging $800, $900 for new consoles, like from StockX or on eBay. That's a lot of money. I want to do that myself, but if you got $1 billion, go for it, or $1 million, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, like you said, it was like $800. Was like what the scalpers are selling for.
800, 900. That's probably the low range of what scalpers are charging. But yeah, I think you
like Do you remember the PS3? Like what its sort of biggest like version was, or like the best version of it was. Like how much that cost?
I don't remember how much.
At the beginning, it was like almost $1,000. It was like
no. There's definitely places that are selling them for over $1,000 for both these consoles.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure with the scalpers, but I mean, like for a new PS3 that was coming from Sony.
Really? Well, was it
a fresh one?
Was it because it was like a custom edition one? Well, like
no, it probably had like
limited edition,
a better hard drive in it or something like that.
Yeah, there's something. Like that.
It was the best version, but it was still pretty expensive. Like the PS3, let me see what I can look up here. PS3 launch price. Launch price. Yeah, $600.
Huh. Okay.
So I mean, and that's that's like almost 10 years ago at this point. So it's. I will say people will be willing to pay for it, is I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely there's people who are willing to pay for it. And, I want one. So I know you're not a big console gamer, but I do like console gaming. So
like Nintendo consoles, they do cool stuff.
Nintendo's for children. No, just kidding. I have a Switch too, but
Nintendo's you immediately backtrack.
I have a Switch too, but I would say my primary gamer is for the last generation was PS4 for sure. So
I will say the PS5 does look really neat. Like
there's
a game for it.
The
Wait, sorry.
The new controllers are pretty tight. They're
Yeah, I want to try that at the very least. I want to buy one of those and see see how it works with just a computer like PC.
yeah, they're like they have haptic feedback that's way more like all over the place. The R2
The
triggers
triggers fight you.
are dynamic, so the developers could choose how hard you need to push the trigger buttons.
Like so I was watching some people play Astro's Playroom. If you saw that, like, it's the pack-in game with the console,
Hmm.
and that was really impressive. Like, there's like this little minigun, and when you pull down the trigger to fire it, it actually like kicks back and like forces your finger back up. So you have to like keep what's the word I'm looking for? You have to keep basically. It feels like you're like your fingers constantly pulling the trigger over and over and over again, despite just holding it down because it's forcing your finger back that hard. It's
Yep.
kind of neat.
Yep, it's definitely like the PS5 controllers are way cool, and
Yeah, that's impressive.
yep.
But yeah, like the launch game, like that Astro's Playroom, that just looks really good on its own. Like, for maybe like a $400. How much is the PS5 normally? It's like 500 something.
It's $500. $499.
Yeah.
$499.99.
If I didn't have a PS4, and I was getting like a PS5, I think I'd be probably satisfied with it for a while with just that pack-in game because it looks really fun.
Yep, does look fun. But I think it's more of a demo than anything else for that game. It's more like a demo.
I watched it. It's like a full platformer. It's really neat. There's like little secret areas, and there's like little like items you can like little collectibles you get
Mhm.
that are like PlayStation stuff. You can get like the toy if you want it.
Nice. All
Yeah,
right.
it's cool. It's really neat.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's lots of little details. There's like cameos everywhere of like the little robot guys that are like
So
like
if
kind
you
of
were
look like cherubs.
if you were to get a console, you get the PS5 over the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, if I was to get a console, I'd probably get the PS5. I don't really like what they're doing with censorship, Sony, but I think that the PS5 is a way better. It seems like a way better deal. Like I'm getting more out of it than the Series X.
I'm gonna take the controversial view, and I'm gonna say, this generation around, I'm gonna try to get a Series X.
I can understand that. Just have fun buying games because apparently the Series S and the Series X versions look almost identical.
On the games, or
The games, they look almost exactly the same. Like,
what do you mean?
I can find a picture versus Series S game. Like literally the box. I don't know if I'll be able to find a picture like right off the bat.
Are you saying the games like
the boxes look exactly the same.
the game boxes?
Yeah, literally the game boxes are just like Xbox Series S and then Xbox Series X, but they look exactly the same.
I'm gonna probably buy my games online anyway, so I'll
So you don't have to worry about
I'll look at them and like I'll go, is this a series? It won't be too hard for me. I'm not worried about it.
it. Yeah. For me, I have the issue of like I need everything physical. You can't have my games. How dare you?
Yeah, well,
These are my games.
I'm gonna give that Xbox Ultimate Pass a try if I do get the Series X. So
Is that what it's called now? It's not Game Pass anymore.
it's Game Pass, but there's like an Ultimate Edition. And there's like the regular, and the regular is just for Xbox, and the Ultimate you get for both PC and Xbox. So you can use it on your PC or you can use it on your Xbox.
Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know that part.
And and you also get a couple green. It seems like a couple free games, just like the PS4 Plus, every month.
Yep.
On top.
Wait a minute. I thought everything on Game Pass was free.
Well, there are some. The thing is, you can't. What's it called there is a library like Netflix, so you could play.
Okay.
So you could play your library, and I think you get other games too on top of that every month or something when you're a member. But
Hmm.
I'll check back on you. Maybe that's not correct. I'll look into that. Somehow.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's like if I'm paying for, Game Pass or something like that, it's just like I better be able to access everything that you have on Game Pass. Like if you're like, well, yeah, you get these games, and then maybe you get some other games that we bring in temporarily. You get like free copies or whatever. Just gross.
All I
I
know
don't like
is
that.
you can't if you end your subscription, you can't have access to them.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes complete and total sense. That I understand. Um, it's just the problem of
I think it's a pretty good deal actually because
yeah.
if you're going to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a game that's in demand right now that just came out with the Xbox and PS5 for
Mhm.
then it's already out on Xbox Game Pass. So that's like $60 or whatever they're charging for it
I will say
that you don't have
that
to
Game
pay.
Pass. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm
Yeah,
done.
Game Pass is great if you want to pirate games. I think. I'm being serious here. Like Xbox or Game Pass is great because like you could just download your game, right? And like if I'm saying not for the person that wants to uh, pirate the game, it's more for the person that wants to like take the game and turn it into a pirated copy. It's just literally crack the freaking DRM that's on Game Pass, and suddenly just now the game's on your computer. And you can just like box it up and put it on your favorite Pirate Bay whatever site you want to.
That's
Just seems like it's super easy and
well,
like cheap.
pirating's bad. You shouldn't pirate games.
But
But that
you shouldn't.
it's already
But I'm
the thing
saying,
is it doesn't matter. It's already pirate like if you're into pirate games, it's already out there pretty much.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
it's already proliferated. You can't put it back into the bottle.
I'm just saying Game Pass just seems like it's making it easier.
No, I don't think it is.
Mm.
I think it's comparable to Steam. The way I see it.
Oh well, okay, but I mean like not making it easier to pirate games. I'm saying make it easier to turn a game into a pirate game. Like you don't have to you like on most things like with Steam, right? If I want to pirate, turn a game into like a pirate copy, I have to buy the game or I have to get it somehow through the official source, or maybe like hack their server or something. Like if I'm super hacker man, I don't know what other ways you can
I
do it
don't
other than
think
buy it.
I don't think in evil ways like you do. So.
But I'm just saying you buy the game, right, and then you pull the DRM off, and then you box it up and you put it on a website and then
Okay.
people steal it. But like with Game Pass, you don't even need to like buy
Let's
the
let's
game.
get off this pirating subject. I think we should just
Okay.
move on because it's like we're just what's it called theorizing hacker stuff,
Theorizing hacker stuff.
which
Okay,
is
sure.
not the primary goal of this podcast, in my opinion.
Oh, is it against our core values?
I think so. I don't think we should be for pirating games. Do you?
I mean, I don't think people should. I just think it's funny
Aren't you?
that, like they're making it
Okay,
easier.
to the audience, Cole is trying to be a game developer. He develops games,
Yeah.
independent games on his own.
I don't want people to pirate my games, but I'm just
And
saying
he-
if they don't.
and-
If Microsoft doesn't, they want to make it. They should probably not make it easier.
and and basically we are not for pirate games. So
I'm not for pirate. No, I'm not. I think that personally, like if you can do it, if you can buy it, you should. Yeah, it's impossible to stop. I'm not saying that it's like something you should do. I'm just saying it's like with Game Pass, you don't even have to buy a game to turn it into a pirated copy anymore. You just have the entire library, and if you're motivated
okay,
enough,
if
you could just
the thing
take
is,
all these-
if you're a motivated, okay, I don't want to go into this anymore, but if you're motivated to
Okay.
hack pirate any game, you can do it easily
yeah.
on any
Of course,
level
of
right
course.
now. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
if
You
you
just
know
crack the
if
DRM.
you know your stuff, then
Mhm.
you're good. You don't even need
Yeah.
Xbox help. You don't need anyone's help on this.
No.
It's already out there. There's probably a free version of it in the interweb somewhere you could get and get your hands on, and you could play around with that.
Right.
I don't want to go into any more of this
Okay,
stuff,
fine,
but basically
whatever.
it's out there. So it's not like it's gonna change anything, in my opinion.
No, it's not that. It just like it's
let's go back to
it's the time. It's like how easy do you want to make it? Like
okay.
you know.
Let's go back
That's
on topic. Let's talk about the consoles.
okay.
That's
All
what
right.
we're
All right. All
talking
right. All right.
about, and let's keep on.
All right.
So the
All right.
other news about the consoles is there were some incidents of apparently there was like a smoking Xbox viral videos that were coming out that were fake apparently to
Ooh.
so apparently what people were doing was blowing up vape into their Xbox Series X to make viral videos.
I thought they just took like a smoke machine and just put it in a like gutted Xbox.
No,
That probably makes more sense though.
they were just there's
Una chaval, a ver, está
Just vaping into their Xbox.
yeah, they're just vaping into it. It's ridiculous, but I don't know why they would do it. But I guess it's popular on the interwebs. I mean, social media and stuff like that. I'm sure TikTok or something.
It draws attention. And there's the history that Xbox has kind of had with like weird sort of technical issues, like the Red Ring of Death, stuff like that.
Yeah. So
like that's believable. That's the thing. It's believable.
but yeah, it's fake. Don't worry about your smoking Xbox if you get one. If you're lucky to get one, enough to get one.
Maybe if you are, you can start a rave in your house. Just get some lasers. And
I don't think you want your $500 machine to go up and smoke.
but you can have a party, and then you could charge people admission. Pay off your Xbox that way.
Yeah, you better have a good email list. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So PS5 is also having some issues. Apparently, there's like some hardware issues. I mean, the software issues with the database. So people are sticking their games, and they're running into like an error that is saying their database is corrupt or something, and they will have to rebuild. Basically, if you follow the instructions that come on your PS5, you should be fine. But that is an issue that are coming up with the new PS5. So something to be aware of. Just don't panic. Just follow the directions, and you should be fine if you ever run into this issue. But they'll probably have a patch out soon, hopefully, and that should fix the issue.
So come again. Wait, what's the issue? Is you said like a database issue, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Data issue.
Database is corrupt.
So it's on their end, not the PS5.
It is the PS5.
Oh, so you mean like literally
The
the memory?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
The external storage.
Oh, external storage. So like the hard drive is like borked or something?
Yeah,
Or just...
something is going on with the software that makes the hard drive not act correct, as far as I can tell.
Okay, so it corrupts the hard drive or something.
Or at least that error is coming up, and
okay.
I don't know we don't know exactly what the cause of it is, but that it goes into this like self-looping action of some sort, and
the thing where it like turns on and then it like tries to start and then it turns off and then it turns on again, that sort of thing.
It just stays like static, kind of like the state,
and
I
see.
And basically so basically you get some on-screen prompts that will get you out of the issue, but other people have just restarted their PS5s and that seems to solve it as well. But it's out there. I'm just telling you what's out there, not
You're not giving me the technical details.
Yeah, you could go into it more if you do see it. But as far as I can tell, if you just follow the directions, you're good. As long as so. But it is out there, and people are running into it. Like the PS5 will just like bug out once in a while when you put your disc in or try something else. So you know what? Here's another downside of the new PS5. Being the Xbox fan, I'm not Xbox fan, but
okay, you're not Xbox fanboy, you're not an Xbox stan.
I have a PS4. I don't have Xbox One. I think PS4 was a better console than Xbox One, but
it's just better.
I think the Series X is better than PS5. We could go into that later, but basically, one of the issues and I'm seeing with the PS5 that's kind of not very good compared to the Xbox Series One, is you get less hard drive space. The PS5 has I think around 86 or something like that, somewhere in the high 800s gigabytes of storage, and apparently 145 of it is taken up by the operating system. So you end up with 600.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
You end up with 666 gigabytes of storage.
Oh, the number of the beast. That's not.
Yeah, and knowing how AAA games are like 200 gigabytes right now, like the new Call of Duty is 200 gigabytes, you're looking at storing like 3.5 games if you're lucky, you know. So.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, and
that's not an issue just with consoles though. Like, I remember like one version of Windows was like that, where like if you had a small hard drive, you'd kind of be screwed.
yeah, the thing is, the new consoles, the PS5 doesn't have they don't allow third-party external storage at this moment. So you can't even buy something to have.
Oh, you can't even upgrade your hard drive.
No, you can't right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, the firmware
You can do that with the PS3.
Well, they promised to do it, and they have a slot for it on the machine. So there is a space.
You can't use it. That's
the
gross.
firmware is not up to date yet for it, and they promised to bring it out, but it's not out yet. So that's why.
Yeah.
Why the Xbox Series X has a terabyte of storage. I don't know how much the OS takes up. Let's say it's like 150 or 200. That means you still have around 800 or more gigabytes of free storage on the Xbox Series X just right off the bat, which is nice. I would think it's much nicer than the PS5, and also they do have external storage, although it is proprietary, so you have to spend more, but it's out there. At least you have an option. Maybe some third parties will make something that's compatible in the future, maybe, and that'll bring the price down. But there is storage out there, which is nice.
That's better. It kind of reminds me of like the a little bit of the again. I keep going back to the PS3 because that was such a freaking bad thing. You remember the Linux stuff regarding that?
No, I don't think I had a PS3. I'm trying to think.
Well, okay, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like this was like something everybody kind of knew about to some degree, where like PS3 or Sony promised that you could like install Linux on your PS3, and then they revoked it.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that.
To the point, and then it was like the U.S. military got upset because they were actually using PS3s for stuff, and then suddenly they were all just turned back into media machines.
Yeah.
They are really pissed.
Sony's kind.
I don't know if that's.
Yeah. Sony's kind of like Apple in that way. They tried to keep it all closed off a little bit.
Well, they had it open and they were like, no, and they undid it. And I just kind of feel like Sony's just kind of doing another one of those a little bit, where they're just like, I don't know if they promised it, like it would be expandable at the start, or if they were like, oh, by the way, like it also has this feature. We just didn't tell you it exists. You know, I don't know much about that. It doesn't seem like people are complaining about it, so I'm leaning on that they either didn't talk about the feature that much, or they didn't you know, or that everybody knew going in that it would take a bit for it to be prepared, but it's still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's still kind of annoying.
So that's the downside. Well, so we talked about the plus side of the PS5 is controllers. They're cooler than I think the Xbox controllers, the new ones. But the hard drive's not as good, so take that for what it's worth. I mean, there are pros and cons for both consoles, and I'd be happy to get either one right now, personally. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how does this generation war is won. It looks like the PS5 is off to a good start, though. There's a lot more people who are trying to buy one, in my opinion.
I will say I'm kind of glad I'm free from like the console stuff for the most part, just because like I can watch this and not have to like, you know, be concerned about my horse winning the race. I don't know. It's kind of nice. It's like I got a PC, it can do everything that both of those things can. Even though like there's like a
you can't play the PS5 exclusive, sir.
I don't. Yeah, I don't care. Honestly, what am I gonna play? Sackboy?
The new
Friggin-
Spider-Man. Come on,
I don't
Mike
care.
Morales. You don't like the Spider-Man games? I think they're
I
pretty
don't.
good.
Okay. I don't want to play. I don't. I have a PS4, so I can play the Spider-Man PS4 game, but it's not that big of a draw.
Okay.
It's not that big of a draw. Kingdom Hearts was the thing that got me onto a PS4, and even then, I think I just wanted to like play I wanted to play 3 for the meme a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what could get me onto a PS5 at this point.
Eventually, they're gonna have a Ghost of Tsushima too. I am thinking, and that's gonna be pretty
Ghost
cool.
of Tsushima.
Ghost of
That
Tsushima is
sounds like
pretty.
it'd be cool.
Ghost of Tsushima was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Awesome game. One of my favorite games of the console. So
It looks cool. Yeah, I can agree with that.
okay, so that does it for my news updates. How about you? Should we go to the YouTube video you pointed
Yeah,
out?
since you already got it on your thing, let's just do that first. So to preface, this game is a indie game made by one guy. He is the I think he's like one of the either the lead developer or the producer or something on Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and the game looks freaking clean. Like you can play it, kind of you can just let it go.
Okay, let's see it. Oh, we can't put the sound. This is
Okay, so you don't want sound for that. All right.
because
So then I'll just talk over
yeah.
it a little bit. So yeah. It looks like it's a one-on-one fighting game, but there are like player versus enemy stuff. So it's not just like two-person fighting.
What's this
But
game
it's
called?
It's called Varvarion.
Varvarion.
It's like Varvarion, but I think it's just supposed to be like the Japanese pronunciation of barbarian.
Okay. So
And
this
it just looks so cool, like the animation style and like the movement. He said he put, or the developer said he's putting a lot of focus on like dodging, like cool dodging. I don't know if it was hit stop was mentioned at all, but yeah, it just looks super neat. It's not that big of news. It's just looks really cool, and I want more people to know about it.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Again, one guy. This is all one guy's work.
oh, it's a one developer. Okay.
Yeah, this is one developer. Also, it's a simulator for some reason.
What's the name of the developer? Oh, okay. Polygonomicon? Is that the
Yeah, the only other video on his YouTube page is just a tutorial on like 3D modeling, which is in English. So if you're interested in doing that, I mean, I am a little bit. It'd be worth looking at. Also, it has 2 cat girls in it, which is nice. I had a friend kind of mention that there are 2 buff cat girls in this game, which I can appreciate. I don't know. Is this kind of your thing? Do you like sort of fighting games or like?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at Street Fighter and Tekken. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, pretty good at both those games.
We should do that at some point.
Yep.
Get like Tekken something, the new Tekken.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with Jin and King and Tekken, and I'm a Ryuken guy on Street Fighter, of course, like everybody
But yeah,
else.
no, that's pretty easy.
Pretty standard.
That's fair. Like Ryu is like he's easy to understand. He's very easy to understand.
Well, I used to be fans of the old one, so I've always played those characters onto the newer ones. So
Yeah, but I mean, you could have always moved to like what's another like Dhalsim. Dhalsim is he seems really cheap. You could play him.
no, I don't like how his moves look.
But they go so far. You literally take up like half the screen.
I have to admit that the original Street Fighter 2 Guile was pretty cool. I know they have Guile sometimes of the newer ones, but
Just stay in the corner and crouch.
you just do Sonic Booms and Sonic Kicks and
Sonic booms and flash kicks just
Yeah.
in the corner.
and you just like try to do some jab combos or whatever with him.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember the original Street Fighter 2, he had pretty long range too. So
Yeah,
he was probably the best character in Street Fighter 2.
I know that like you have you played the new Smash Brothers?
No, I haven't played the new Smash Bros.
Okay. Do you know what assist trophies are from the old from
Yeah.
the other games?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I've seen gameplay I've
Have you seen Guile in as an assist trophy in Smash Brothers?
no, I haven't seen that.
Okay, so he literally just like when you summon him, he just crouches, and then when you're far away, he'll do sonic booms,
Hmm.
and then when you get too close, he'll do a flash kick.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's literally exactly what you do.
That's exactly what you try to do with Kyle. I mean,
And he's like super hard to beat even in Smash Brothers. It's
yep,
kind of annoying.
I bet.
You can't actually fight like it's you can't actually kill assist trophies though in the new Smash, which I think is interesting. But that's beside the point. The original topic is like Varvarion.
Yeah, I'll comment this. I like the cell shading. I think that's a good way to go on games in general because it ages really well.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't have to worry about it looking good graphically.
Yeah, so I think that's a good way to go in most gaming art in general. So I don't know if this game will be good or not. It looks interesting. I like how there's like an orc in here.
It's just literally like World of Warcraft orc.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I used to play orc in World of Warcraft, so you know.
So it's like that's your main if you play this game.
I don't know, depending on the fighting style and the moves.
That's fair.
Like
Yeah, we don't know how this game really works yet. We just see the cool flashy moves.
yeah, so yeah, depending on the moves.
Yeah.
And the combos. Some combos are easier to do than others for me. And
Like in like some combo types, like or
Yeah.
you know like or do you mean like just combos in any game?
combos in any game, but yeah.
Mm.
So
I'll say like the less brain I have to use, yeah, the better for combo. Like for games that require like combos and stuff like that.
like in Tekken, like for me the Jin character, I can do pretty much every combo in that game, which is like I can't do every combo with the Ken or Ryu in Street Fighter, but
Oh, okay. Wait, when you say combo, do you mean like special move, like
special
like
moves
before, or
and
do you mean like
and combinations, like special move and combinations, like
okay. So like do you mean like chaining like attacks together?
yeah,
Like doing like sort of extended combos where you get like 50 hits in on some games or whatever.
yeah. I could do more combos
yeah.
with Jin than I could do with Ken or Ryu. I know some of the Ryu combos are pretty hard to do, like the really long ones. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, to be fair, Street Fighter 2 is not about combos. It's more about just like getting a couple hits. Your combos only last for maybe like 3 or 4 hits.
No,
and then you're done.
there's a lot bigger combinations if you look at the pro gaming scene.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair because then people find like, well, actually, if you do this, you can just punch them forever.
Yeah, basically there's some pretty long combos in Street Fighter. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I remember getting wrecked by some people on like the arcade version of it when they pull out some crazy combos. Like, what the hell is going on?
You just put your hands on the freaking like controls, and then suddenly you're dead. You're just like, no.
No, it's just like I'm like good at the regular moves and stuff, but eventually they'll get into me like one of those 10, 20 hit, 30 hit combos. And I'm like, then I just watch the screen and while my power bar just shrinks to nothing. That's what usually happens. But
Yeah, no, that definitely sucks. A lot of Japanese, or a lot of the Japanese fighting game. I guess most fighting games are Japanese, but the what are they called? Air dashers, stuff like that. Like the sort of like your Guilty Gear, and you're like your Blaze Blue. I played Blaze Blue as a kid, and like those games let you do combos like forever. Like they're way more. They're built with extended combos in mind, and like people get so good that you're just basically like watching. You get like 3 moves in, I feel like, and then you just die. At least that's what my skill level was at the time.
Yeah.
And they're just like watching a movie.
Yep, sometimes like that.
So it sucks.
Okay.
It sucks. I enjoy them, but it sucks.
Any other articles you want to talk about?
Yeah. I got a couple. I don't know if you just want. I'll just link them to you when you want to show them up on your screen, or if you want me to do a screen share. Let's do that. All right.
Okay.
So here's the first one here. So this is the this is the hostage situation. So they said an update on it. It's like it's a hoax, but it's still underway. So I don't know if I'm trying to find if there's something more detailed on it. But yeah, so and I think you already know about it. But there was a hostage situation at Ubisoft. I think it was yesterday. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah. So what happened? Give me some
And
details. Like I heard it might be a swatting. That's the last thing I heard about it. What was going on?
let's see. I am actually fairly. I've been like reading through a bunch of different documents about it. So I'm actually a little bit confused as to what actually is happening.
Okay.
Because it says like there's a massive police presence, like a bunch of people are showing up. It's like, and then it's like received a call for robbery.
Huh.
So I don't know if I don't know if the people in the building are being held hostage, or if they are.
So is there actual hostages at all? That's my first
Yeah, it
question.
says alleged hostages exited the building. So like it's like here's a tweet. If you see like right, see it should be where are you on this thing? Near the top. It's like Marie O. It says like alleged hostages exited the building. Sources from inside the building allege this apparent hostage situation was a false alert.
So is it a false alert, or were there actual hostages?
It sounds like it's a false alert.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that it's probably a false alert because if it was a hostage situation, I don't think it would be that easy to get everybody out. I don't know. Yeah, hostage situation at Ubisoft. Let's see if there's any more. Oh no, it says Ubisoft Montreal staffers barricade on roof, escorted out by police. And then police find no threat after response. So they were barricading stuff on the roof, but apparently there was no actual threat.
So
That's confusing.
yeah, what?
So like this is Polygon. I don't necessarily think Polygon's a good place for news, but that's all we got. So here I'll give you this link.
Okay, according to your article, it says hostage situation is a false alarm. That's it.
Yeah. It says like it sounds like that's where it's going.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
According to police, it's a hoax.
Yeah, it's like, well, they didn't give any details of the actual like threat though. Like what caused them to all go on the roof? They just said that something is holding them hostage.
So basically, what happened is they received a call for robbery by the Montreal police. So the Montreal police got a phone call that there was a robbery in progress.
Ah, I see. So basically, Ubisoft was notified that that was happening, and they all barricaded themselves on the roof.
Yeah.
That's all right. That I guess makes sense. And it's in Montreal, so that was the end of thought. I was like, it's Canada. I keep for some reason I keep thinking it's France because it's Ubisoft, but it's not. So I don't know what it could be. I don't know what reason. What would motivate somebody to do that? But
I guess for publicity or something, or just prank. It seems like a large prank by some fan or netizen of some sort who.
True. It could be like a disgruntled employee that got fired.
It could be a lot of things. I'm sure there are going to be more information that will come out eventually, but as far as I can tell, it's a hoax. There was no robbery. People were panicking. I guess there was some people on the roof trying to close off the building so they don't get shot or something like that, but apparently nothing really happened. So it's a false alarm.
That makes sense. All right.
Is there any other articles?
There's also another news story I've got. So I want to make sure before because I don't know anything about League of Legends, and it's a League of Legends story. Did you ever play?
Yeah,
I might skip this one. Okay.
Then what? Pick this article you know most about. One more. Let's do it.
Know most about?
Yeah.
So I was just gonna. So the Capcom one is what I was gonna go into next. It was just another cyber attack. All right, let's do that one then. All right. I will say the League of Legends one's interesting. It doesn't actually have anything to do with League of Legends specifically. It's just more controversy about this person. But I think this one's more interesting, even though it's kind of similar to the last one. So this was something that happened on the 11th, if I'm correct, where they got a threat from a hacker of sorts, telling them that they basically, hey, we've got all your information, it's encrypted, and if you want it back, then you got to pay us this money. We'll give you a decryption key. Blah blah blah. And yeah, that's basically the end of it. They just basically decided to not falter, and they're just gonna,
They're not gonna pay them.
They're not gonna pay them, and they're just gonna bump up their security, from what I understand. But
so did they get their data stolen? What happened?
Yeah, well, they got everything stolen.
Oh,
Like everything. So like employees' like personal information, probably our credit card info if we put anything into whatever Capcom is doing. Like if you somehow like maybe did like a what is that game called? It's like their Teppen. It's like their little like sort of versus card game. So if you've done anything through them, maybe you want to change your
according to
credit card information.
According to this information, it said according from Capcom, at present there was no sign of customer information has been accessed. So
Okay. That's good.
at least according to Capcom.
According to Capcom.
Yep.
I've been like I just picked an article from sort of a list. I was listening to it on a podcast, and that's where I heard about it first.
Huh.
But yeah, so like I know that employee information is up there. I know that a lot of like source code, a lot of information for like stuff they're working on is out there. So we're probably going to start hearing things about other projects pretty soon.
Okay.
So that could be, as terrible as this is, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. We could get some interesting stuff out of that.
Yeah. Is there any word of any new projects yet?
Not yet. At least I think it's going to be a little bit before somebody starts like, dishing it out. Because if they say it now, right, that could make them a target. Because it's technically it's illegal. It's illegal information. So it was ill-gotten goods. So I assume that if somebody brought it up, they might become a target. So I think they're going to probably wait a little bit before they release it. See, yeah, Capcom leaks 2020. Let's see if there's anything out there yet. It doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like anything's come from it yet. It's pretty recent too, so I can imagine that we're gonna have to wait a bit before people like dig through the stuff. It'd be interesting though.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we end the podcast?
I guess I had a game that I was playing a little bit. That if you have a game you were playing, you can talk about that.
Okay.
I had a game I was doing a little bit.
If you won't go into it, yeah, let's talk about the game you've been playing. What game have you been playing?
So I've been playing a game called Assault Spy. I played a lot of it like around a year ago, but I got back into it because I was doing their sort of challenge mode. They're sort of like kind of like the Bloody Palace in Devil May Cry. And I was actually going to give you a link to the Steam page, but yeah, you can do that. And it's neat. I like it a lot. Though to be fair, it is very much like games of its kind, I guess is the best way to put it. It's a character action game. If you don't like those, you won't like this. But I'd say it's still pretty neat. I think a lot of people would get a kick out of it. I know I'm kind of saying empty things about it, but it's very tactile. It feels a lot more. You feel like you have a lot more control than other games I've played, and you have a lot of mechanics brought in from a bunch of different types of games. So you've got like a dodge. You got like a perfect dodge, kind of from your sort of not you don't get like the time slow from like Bayonetta, but you get kind of like the perfect dodge from like Nier, where it's like it slows for a second. You don't take damage. You get like a cool ability where you can like slow down time and like sort of perform combos in hyperspeed, stuff like that. It's neat. It's neat.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really cool. And again, this is a game made by one guy. This is one of the. It's an indie game as well.
Oh, what's the name? Is Assault Spy?
Assault Spy.
It's available on Steam.
Yep, and it's cool. It's really neat. And there's actually two characters. They don't actually show it in the trailer. They just show Asuru, the little businessman guy.
Mm-hmm.
But my actual favorite character is a CIA agent who's like an that's the girl. That's her. Oh, it does show her. Cool. But yeah, so her character is all just about like whereas Asuru is more about like dodging and sort of I guess it requires like bigger brain combos. Like you can throw out your thing, you can throw out your like briefcase to like pull people in and like sort of lift them up into the air and do stuff. Amelia is more like a little bit more caveman brained, where you just kind of you can punch through attacks. You can like if you hold down a button, like you have like a little meter that's like a super meter, and as you like hit more things, it kind of grows. And if you like hold down the punch button, she like just punches the ground and causes an explosion. It's super good. Also, she has just a parry that she can just use at any time. You can just press the button, or you can press 2 buttons. So if somebody hits you, it's nullified. Sorry.
So what type of game is this? You would call it? Genre?
It's a character action game. It's like Devil May Cry or like Bayonetta. It's kind of that sort of thing. You get rated for your sort of if you get rated on your performance. So like you get an S rank if you don't do.
Can you switch characters in between levels?
Can you switch characters between the levels? In the game, you have a campaign with Asuru first, and then Amelia after that.
I see.
And then the last campaign gives you an ability to switch between them mid combat. And I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but it's not that big a deal.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yep. So you enjoyed it, huh?
Oh, I enjoyed it a lot. The story mode was great. It was fun. The little like dialogue quips. Well, it's not super interesting. It's funny. The characters have a lot of personality, which really helps. Again, Amelia is just super like the most stereotypical American that is, or at least the most stereotypical American like overzealous kind of stereotype. It's great. It's super great.
Great. No.
Yeah. I don't know if that kind of game is your sort of thing.
But... No, that was fun. I don't know. So this is available on Steam.
Yep.
I'm kind of interested, but I don't know. It's there's a lot of games to play. So
there is a lot of that's the thing. I don't think we'll ever probably be in a situation where I'll recommend you to play this and you'll one of us will actually play it because it's just it's too much in our backlog.
Maybe we could make that idea where we pick out one game we could make the other person play a year or something, or
maybe like a year,
every 6 months or something like that, or every 3 months, depending on the.
I feel like yours will be a lot easier, or mine will be a lot easier than yours, because I'll be like, play this indie game that's like 7 hours. You'd be like, okay, and you're like, play this JRPG, just play this huge game, this 40-hour game, and I'll be like, okay. Sure.
We'll see. Maybe we could.
You're not telling me no. You're not telling me that's
we
not
could talk.
Gonna
we could talk about it. I don't know what's gonna happen about it, but I don't think I will make you play 40-50 hours. That seems ridiculous.
Okay, yeah, I would probably just get in and be like, if I don't like it, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, that was good.
Maybe give 4 hours. I'll probably tell you like give 4 hours a chance. If you don't like it, don't stop playing or something.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's one of those games where like it gets really good at like the 20th hour. Like once you get to that point,
there are no games I play like that gets good in the 20th hour. I give up before that. So don't worry about that.
That's a waste of time. Like you're not. It's a bad game.
Usually the beginnings of games are way better than the end of games. That's usually the way how the game's developed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Just to some amount. There are some games that I'm like. Or at least I'm sure that there are some memories of games that I had if I went back a little bit.
It's because developers know that the first couple of levels are the levels people mostly play the most, so they'll put all the money in there. And by the time they runs to the end of the game, then they usually have a not great end boss, and there isn't that many as resources at the time.
I will say that Kingdom Hearts 3 had a really good ending, if only for how stupid it got.
Okay, I don't want any spoilers. I might actually play that game in one day.
You might actually play Kingdom Hearts 3.
I might actually try to play that game one day. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll never play it. But I
It's
like to
fine if you don't.
I like to think I would play it at one day, but I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of people love it, so
I thought it was really good. Definitely isn't the. I will say it's my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Actually, I like it a lot, but I think that other people probably like 2 a lot more.
yeah, that's what the consensus seems to be on by a lot of
Yeah.
people that I've heard about. But yeah, maybe I'll. The thing is, I might never play it because it feels like it's past too much time for me to get into it now. But who knows?
It's whatever. I think that the main problem is just time. Like, it's not a long game. It's still probably only like 40 hours, but
I still
I mean, from a mainstream game,
Yeah.
that's still a lot of time.
there's a lot of JRPG games I do want to give a shot. And I still haven't
That's the
played.
hard things. JRPGs. If you're into JRPGs, it's like there are literally too many, even from like the mainstream guys,
Yep.
that would allow you to keep up, especially as like an adult with work.
And
and
especially how long the games are.
yeah, like just I want to play through Persona 4,
Yeah.
and every time I have, I've just like burned out because I'm just like I don't want to play this for 80 hours.
Yep. And you want to get the coolest weapons. You want to get the coolest.
You want to get the cool stuff.
Yeah, you want to get the cool stuff. And if you want to get the cool stuff, you gotta invest more time into it for sure.
Yep. Like with Persona, right? You got to like fuse all these personas together, and that's gonna take extra time.
Yep.
Sucks.
Anyway, now I think that we can call it.
Do you have a game you want to talk about?
This week? No, I don't think
No.
so.
Alright.
I'm just I'm like always. I'm looking for the Cyberpunk. I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 20.
That's right.
2077. I know it's got delayed to December 10th. I know a lot of people are pissed. But I'm gonna just hold my breath and hope it's gonna come soon. And I'm just waiting for that game. I'm gonna be waiting for the game until it comes out. That's why. That's one of the reasons I'm leaning towards Series X, because I know the games that I look forward to most right now are on all platforms, and that's the game I'm looking forward to the most right now. So I know there's a lot of people who are saying it's not gonna be that good, but who knows? I mean, CD Projekt Red has not let me down so far in terms of gameplay, enjoyment, stuff like that. So I'm hoping they keep true to that.
At the very least, I just like CD Projekt Red for GOG.
Yeah.
GOG is really nice. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever play one of their games. Like, Cyberpunk might be, like, I might try that one. If it comes out for PC, it's coming out for PC.
You can
right?
play
It's got
Gwent. Gwent seems like laid back and
to.
I don't know.
No. I would play. It's one of those where I don't. It's like I would play The Witcher. It's just not like I have other games that I'm like I think The Witcher has something that I would be interested in, but there are other games that do kind of what I like better, I guess is the best way to put it. Like,
That's insulting to The Witcher, and I don't think that's true. I'm gonna say that right now for the fans of Witchers. I've played all the Witchers, and they're all good. They're all really good, especially for
I'm
that.
not saying they're bad. I'm not saying you have bad taste if you like The Witcher. I'm just saying that my taste leads me more towards, like, you know, combat that's a little bit more flashy, I guess. And there are other games that have like the RPG aspect of The Witcher, but are more based around, you know, flashy combat. Like, I love Nier Automata. I love that game, and
Yeah, but
I might just go back to that game again if I want that experience.
Nier Automata is not an open world RPG. Witcher offers.
It's an open world game.
Not
It's a
really.
very small open world, but it's an
Not
open world.
really. I would not call that open world in my definition.
It's a baby open world. It's a little baby open world.
And yeah, Witcher's so it's a real open world where there's a huge world. It's probably the biggest world.
It's probably huge. Like compared to Nier, it's probably really big.
Oh my god, it's so much. Witcher 3 has like the biggest open world of all the open world games, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's gigantic. It's like every time you think about it, I get anxiety how big it is.
Yeah, it was like, you know, oh man, like, am I gonna get my money's worth out of this? Because I'm like, you know,
Witcher
am I gonna
3,
explore all of it?
Witcher 3. If you explore half of it, you get your money's worth. There's so much gameplay on that game. There's so much gameplay. I mean, there's so much side quests and things you could do in that game. So
I will say that it looks like it has better combat than, say, a Skyrim. Like, I would probably play Witcher 3 over Skyrim if I was, like, forced to pick something. Just because Skyrim's cool, but I don't like first-person combat unless I have a gun in my hand. Like, just Witcher 3 looks like if I'm gonna be doing the sword and sorcery kind of stuff, I'd want to be like third-person, combat style.
you're so controversial with your taste of games.
Oh, I mean, I like what I like, man. You saw Assault Spy. I mean, that is the kind of thing I lean towards. It's either like JRPGs with like stupid amounts of like autistic amounts of depth.
When you talk, when you say you like this over this, you're talking about huge fan bases for these AAA games that have like we are legion of how big these people are on fans, and like I'm fans of both games of Skyrim and Witcher 3. I think they're both good in their own way.
Yeah, they're both good in their own way, but they're still kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like if you like open world RPGs, then you can play both. They both have things that you can like in each of them. But if you're like, well, I like to play an open world RPG, but it's got to have these features, or it's got to, I prefer this kind of movement or this kind of combat. I'm very particular about the sort of immediate gameplay feel. Like, I want something that, like, no matter what I'm doing in the moment, it feels good. Like, but the Assault Spy, a big part of what I enjoyed about that is just the dash is really quick, really snappy, and you can do it over and over and over again. And so you can kind of like sort of juke around enemies, and like you always feel like you have options. The Witcher seems like it's a little bit closer to that than Skyrim. Skyrim feels like you're just kind of a tank walking around with a sword and a shield or whatever you have in your other hand taped to you, and you just kind of have to like let yourself get hit. Whereas Witcher is like, no, you can dodge stuff, you can counter.
Yeah,
it's a lot more tactile.
Yeah, I have to admit the Witcher 3 is more visceral in terms of combat for sure.
Yeah.
So. And
that's my thing. Like if the moment to moment gameplay isn't fun for me, then I just can't get invested.
Keywords is for you, because the moment
for me
for moment to moment gameplay for Witcher 3 for most people is just fine and good, or even better than good. And same thing with Skyrim.
I'm just saying that I have better taste than every gamer that likes those games. That's all I'm saying. It's just they're bad. Okay. They're not thinking. It's not a problem.
Sure, I guess.
It's like whatever.
Listen,
I mean, I like what I like, dude. I can't help it.
Yeah, but you're definitely not the norm. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm definitely not the norm, but I'm okay with that. You saw that freaking Avatar? That doesn't look normal. I mean, you asked for the dinosaur, so like whatever.
That looks like a grasshopper.
Okay, whatever.
It just
whatever, man.
It just needs antenna, and I'd be a good grasshopper. I think it just needs the antenna.
I mean, if you want to be a grasshopper now, I can do it.
It'd be a lot closer to what it is right now, but.
Honestly though, I would love to, like, you ask me to draw a grasshopper, I come back and it's Kamen Rider or something.
Yeah, it's then you get the T-Rex if you draw a grasshopper.
I'll get the T-Rex. You're like, thanks.
Okay,
got it.
We'll take a look next week. Let's close it up. It's been over an hour. This is our first episode. Thanks for listening and viewing, or to our audience.
This episode has been brought to you by absolutely no one.
That's okay. Maybe we'll get some sponsors one day, but not today.
Yeah, maybe.
Not anytime soon. I think we'll see.
Maybe we'll get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
This is our first episode, so I'm not expecting anything. And it's just
I'm not expecting anything either. Our friggin'
let's try to get better drawings for next week. Let's see how that goes.
Better drawings. Okay. My drawings are bad now.
They're not bad, but they're not great. That's just
they're not raw. They're not right. Is what you can at least be like, we want some drawings.
I want a dinosaur. I don't want a grasshopper.
I want my furry dinosaur OC to look like I want it.
Yeah, I want a
Okay,
dinosaur.
I'll send you some text and give you more of a play-by-play of what I'm doing with that.
All right, we'll talk about it next. We'll hopefully we'll have better drawings
about it
next week,
off.
and maybe we'll
Yeah.
try to get some animation going as well. Not this
All
week,
right.
but maybe
Oh, animation.
like a little bit of like movement and stuff in our characters.
Okay, all right. I'll show you how I'll show you how you can do that.
We'll
I'll show you how you can
we'll
do that.
we'll see. That's in the works, guys. For this week, thank you for joining us, and we'll try to get an episode out next week. Thank you.
All right, sounds good.